What's up, YouTube? Welcome to ExceedTheHype.com. It's your boy Lucrecio coming at you with another video. All right, today's video is about the Cleveland Cavaliers and a possible new trade partner in the Milwaukee Bucks. So we all know the Cavaliers currently are in a situation with the Boston Celtics for Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder and the Brooklyn Nets pick for next year. But they may have hit a stalemate where Cleveland wants more compensation because of Isaiah Thomas's health, and Boston may not be willing to give that. If that deal were to fall through, and they have till today, apparently the NBA, it said today at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. or whatever. Maybe it was 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know. But they have a deadline today to get the deal done and in the books or whatever. No more playing around with it. So if for whatever reason this deal cannot get done today at the deadline, it becomes voided. Now they can choose to, I guess, engage each other in talks again, but I doubt it. I doubt Boston would want to do business with Cleveland because this would be very messy if this deal is voided. However, on the Cleveland side, if it were to get voided, they have another deal on the table, a backup deal, if you will, with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, what did the Bucks have to offer? Well, the reigning Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon, and also Chris Middleton, who is a very, very underrated wing player. Very, very underrated. Could play the 2 or the 3 possibly. He's about 6'7". He's long. He can shoot. He can create off the dribble. He can also initiate the offense or whatever. He has a very diverse range of skills. He's a very good wing player. He's underrated. Naturally, because he plays for the Bucks, he probably is a player who could make a couple All-Star teams. Playing next to LeBron, he will make a couple All-Star teams or whatever, just because they'll be on TV every week and people will get to see him. Chris Middleton would be a nice fit next to LeBron James, and so would Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon is like 6'5". All right. To me, he's really like a shooting guard who can also play point guard. He's like a big combo guard. He would be fine because he played next to Antetokounmpo where he was not playing point guard a whole lot. He was playing point guard, but Antetokounmpo also initiates the offense a lot. He would be a player that can play next to LeBron, and because of his size, because he's 6'5" and he's long, he would be another player who could guard like 3 positions, and if you're playing against Golden State, could probably guard 4, right? So, but this addition plus the number 1 pick, who they could probably package up, and I would imagine trade for somebody else, another player who could help them now, possibly another star. So, personally, I am very conflicted. On one hand, you have Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie, who Isaiah Thomas is just a slightly smaller. And remember, I say slightly. Isaiah Thomas is listed at 5'9". I think he probably is a true 5'9" if he's not a little bit shorter. Kyrie Irving, people say he's 6'2". I'll promise Kyrie Irving has to be like 5'11" or 6 foot even. If that, there's not a big difference between Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving as far as size. You could tell when he stands next to Steph Curry. Steph Curry towers over him. You could tell Kyrie Irving is not 6'2". But anyway, in any case, they have a very similar skill set, so you're not losing much of the explosive offense that you lose with Kyrie when you gain out and Isaiah Thomas. Then you get a potentially elite wing defender in Jay Crowder, plus somebody who could shoot threes at a very respectable rate, very good rate in Jay Crowder, and possibly a top 3 pick in next year's draft. That's a lot to give up, especially when you understand that the Milwaukee pick is not going to be very high. It's probably going to be somewhere in the late teens or the early 20s. It's tough. You don't have the star power in Isaiah Thomas. Malcolm Brogdon does not replace the star power that you get with Isaiah Thomas. He gives you somebody who can be another knockdown, catch and shoot type player, who can create for you, who could play some defense, even though he didn't have the best defensive season, but I believe he could be a very good defender. You have somebody who could bring those to the table. But you lose that explosive offense that Kyrie Irving gives you, that nuclear missile, right? And you didn't get it back like you got with Isaiah Thomas. So you lose it in that way. You have a defender who can defend on the level of a Jay Crowder. He's not as big or whatever, and he's probably not as versatile. He won't be able to guard like a 4 like Jay Crowder could guard a 4. But you have somebody who can create their own shot, who can attack the closeouts that Golden State will bring at you. You have somebody who can shoot threes probably a little bit better. So you lose some defense, but you gain some offense and some offensive versatility, right? You lose defensive versatility, but you gain offensive versatility with Chris Middleton versus Jay Crowder. You lose a lot of ground on the pick. Instead of having a possible number 1 pick or whatever, or number 3 pick, whatever the case may be, you're going all the way down to 21, a 20, a 19 pick or something like that. So because of those reasons, but I want to say the Boston deal is a lot better, but the problem is the versatility on defense is what you need to win a championship, right? If you want to play against Golden State, I guarantee you a lineup of Brogdon, Chris Middleton, LeBron James, whoever you have playing the 4, and Kevin Love or Tristan Thompson at the 5 will do you a lot better. And remember, I left that 4 position open. There's a reason. There's something I think Cleveland is getting ready to do. There's a reason that team would have a way better chance against a Golden State team than the team with Isaiah Thomas, who does give you that firepower. Steph Curry does have some trouble trying to guard him. But who is he going to guard on defense? That's another issue. You have to hide him, and when you play against Golden State, there's no way. Who are you going to hide him on? Zaza Pachulia, there's nobody to hide him on. So it's trouble that way. You have Chris Middleton, or you have Jay Crowder, who is a versatile defender who will be good, probably the defender you would use on Kevin Durant, so you win there. And then when you look at getting ready for the future, you have a worse player coming in next year. Man, that's a tough one. I personally like the Milwaukee deal because of the length, because of the defensive versatility, because of the three-point shooting. Even though you're losing the explosiveness of Isaiah Thomas, the explosive scorer, you do gain some more consistency. And Isaiah Thomas's health is at risk. So it's tough. It's tough either way. I do love Chris Middleton as a player, though. I think he'd fit really nicely next to LeBron. He'll give him a break on the playmaking. He's somebody else who could initiate the offense. He's somebody else who could shoot really good. And Malcolm Brogdon is obviously somebody who can shoot pretty good from the three-point line as well. Somebody who could defend multiple positions. Somebody who can initiate the offense. That's what you need. Golden State is too quick on closeouts. You have to be able to attack the basket or whatever because they sell out on the closeouts. So having a player who all he can do is catch and shoot is not effective against that team. And these are two players who can do everything they need to do on offense to be able to stop Golden State from closing out so hard on the shooters. I like the trade. I like both versions of the trade, but it's tough. I still think for Isaiah Thomas and for the Cavs, that's probably the best deal out there because Isaiah Thomas, I believe, will re-sign with the Cavaliers next year. Because he's a free agent, and it may not be a lot of teams trying to offer him the max contract. And I think at the very least, the Cavs will give him the Kyle Lowry deal, the 3 years, $100 million or something like that. That's what I think the Cavs will offer him, and he'll probably take. He's good friends with Kevin Love. They grew up together. I believe he'd fit pretty good next to LeBron. LeBron will raise his ire around the league. But then Chris Middleton, to me, the better overall trade is the Boston trade. But the best trade to face Golden State, specifically to face Golden State in the finals, is the Milwaukee trade. This year, to face them this year in the finals is the Milwaukee trade. I figure they do the Milwaukee trade, they can use the pick or whatever with one of their other assets, Iman Shumpert and whoever else, send it to New York. They can get Carmelo Anthony out of New York for 2 years or 1 year because he has a player option after this year. And they could run a lineup out there of Malcolm Brogdon, Chris Middleton, LeBron, Carmelo, and Kevin Love, or LeBron, Carmelo, and Tristan Thompson, whatever the case may be. You get back that explosive scorer with Carmelo Anthony to replace the Kyrie offense, and you may be able to knock off Golden State like that. But then, on the other hand, Isaiah Thomas will re-sign. You won't have to restart the team. Isaiah Thomas plus Kevin Love, even if LeBron were to dart and go to LA or whatever, would be a good enough team to be a playoff team, a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference, possibly, most likely. So it's tough. Let me know what you guys think. Which trade is better, the Milwaukee Bucks trade or the Boston trade? And any other comments you have about, Cavs possibly getting Carmelo, how I evaluated Malcolm Brogdon and Chris Middleton, whatever, leave it down in the comments below. And like, comment, subscribe. All right, see you next time.